and use that same strategy. All right. So, but bounce it off someone who has your best interest at heart, right? But they're going to tell you the truth. Going to tell you, okay, now you need to do a little something different. You need to talk about a little something different, whatever, and then perfect that sales strategy. Then go with it. All right. Delivery, distribution. No matter what business you're in, unless what I want to talk about that. That's the way you have to get that product or service to your customer. All right. So delivery, distribution. This is all part of your business model. All right. All part of your business model. If you're using the internet, this is going to be easy. It's not difficult. All you got to do is get information out to people. They come to your website or whatever, and they buy, and then you ship when you're using the internet.
They in there overnight.
Uh-huh. But now, if you selling big ticket items like cars, furniture, stoves, refrigerators, all right, something like this, you may need a sales force. You know, if you're selling cars, you can be one, but you probably need somebody else also to help you on that lot if you're selling cars. Those are big ticket items, and you got to get the people to come to your lot. All right. So you need to figure out to work that into your business model. All right, where you're going to locate your particular business, your lot, or where you're going to be selling your cars. All right, or even if it's furniture, if you're going to use a store or a warehouse or something like that, it's got to be somewhere where you're going to bring people in so they can look at what you have, because it's too big for you just to carry it around. These are what we mean by big ticket items. All right, mid-range items. Mid-range items can be used by distributors or value-added resellers. So what do I mean by mid-range items? Cosmetics. Avon's. I use that for Mary Kay. Women know what I'm talking about when I say those names, right? They have a group of people who are self-employed, who have parties or whatever, and they take that product to them, or they invite them to their homes or whatever, and they sell their product. Or so that's what we mean by mid-range items. And then also, those also are sold, cosmetics are also sold on the internet. They're sold online. And then low-price items. Now, with lower-price items, you can use retail outlets or the internet. And the examples of that are new and used clothing, new and used videos, things like that, small items like that, that you can sell from a retail location, or a spot in a retail location, or on the internet. All right. I use both. I use the internet, and I use small areas. I have a setup out here, right in the front, where I'm selling. And I also have a store on the website. It's called akbarsonestop.com. Right? So your products must be designed and packaged for the channel which you're distributing to your customers. All right. So there's well, let's look at DVDs. You know how DVDs usually in a case, picture on the front, things like that. You know, plastic and clothes, whatever. But people can walk by and look at them. Okay. Based on how you're selling that product, you have to package it in such a way. All right. The Mosque is selling coral calcium. You see it in the bottles out there. You see your product's label on them, that brand, right? All right, packaged to communicate to you what the product is, all right, and how easy it is to pick up and obtain. Packaged based on the distribution channel, your packaging has to be appropriate, all right. I went into Walmart yesterday. I was looking at an antenna, indoor-outdoor antenna, HDM antenna for a friend of mine. I looked on the shelf, and I saw the antennas, and I saw one at $40. That's what it's regularly priced. Then I saw one at $35. Same antenna. But I looked at it, the box had been opened and sealed back. So if somebody probably had bought it, it wasn't what they wanted, so they brought it back to the store. The store is going to resell it, but they can't set the same price because the product has been opened, right? All right. So here again, that's what I'm saying, packaging. Okay, very important. All right. Supporting your customer. Once you get a customer, you know support is probably the most important thing you can do after a sale. All right. If you don't have good sales support, you won't have a customer for long. And we all know the best customer is a what? There you go. There you go. Say it again. Say it loud. Repeat customer. That's your best customer. If you always got to go out and look for that first customer before you make a sale, how long are you going to be in business? All right? Your repeat customer is your best customer. All right? And service, support after the sale, extremely important. Extremely important. Okay. In addition to teaching customers how to use your product or service, you need to ensure that they can deal with the defects and returns, answer product questions, and listen to and incorporate valuable suggestions for improvement. Almost anywhere you buy anything now, people, they ask you, would you like to give feedback on this purchase? Not just on the packaging, just on the product. How did the seller do? Particularly on Amazon. When you buy anything on Amazon, they want to know, did the packaging come? Did the product come like it's supposed to? How was your experience with the product? Did you like it or not like it? They have you rate them. Okay? But almost anywhere, even if you go on any website, they almost ask you, what was your experience? Can we ask you some questions? Even if you go to a hotel. I've had stayed at a hotel and they send me asked me if I would take a survey. They want to know how your experience was at the hotel. How was your check-in experience? How was your check-out experience? This is what they're trying to get at. So if there's any problems, they want to deal with them because they want to continue to sell to you and to other people. They want them to come and take advantage of their business and what they have to offer. Okay? So think about this when you're going into business. You want feedback. You want feedback from your customers. How you doing? And don't be afraid to take criticism. That's the only way we improve. Don't be afraid of that. So, again, supporting your customers. You may need to provide counseling services to help customers integrate and implement your products. If your product is a critical component of a business, you may also need to provide 24/7 on-site or web support. All right? Very important. You may go home at night, but if somebody's, based on what that product they bought from you, particularly if there was a service on the net or something like that, and their business is down. If I have my business is a website, I have a website, and my business goes down, I'm going to call the hosting company and find out what's going on. I don't want to hear them telling me, well, we open from 8 to 9, and we won't open again until 10 o'clock the next morning. No, I need somebody to deal with mine, because I have a business where I'm open 24/7. So I need some support 24/7. All right. So if you have that kind of business or service, you need to think about that. Most places like that, they have the kind of business service, they have 24/7 support. All right. They want it, anytime a customer calls, they want to be able to respond to that customer as best they can. All right. So, achieving customer satisfaction. This is all part of your business model. Achieving customer satisfaction. The ultimate success or failure of a business depends on how much it helps customers achieve their objectives. And always understand this. The focus is always on your customer. The focus is not on you. The focus is always on your customer. All right? Because without customers, how long will you be in business? All right, so the focus has to be on your customers. Am I taking care of my customers? Am I doing well for my customers? We used to do that when we used to sell. We used to go when we used to sell. I say that I'm not the oldest person in here. I hope I'm not the oldest person in here. So I know others have the same experience I had, When I would go door to door and bring some fish or bring some sardines or something, and I took care of my customers. I was there when they wanted me to be there with them, I had success. That's how you have success. So you take care of your customer, all right? It wasn't about me. It was about the customer. And that's the way your business must be. Happy customers will become your best salespeople. Your best salespeople are happy customers, all right? And unhappy customers are your worst enemies, okay? All right? Because they will tell a whole lot of people, don't buy from him. Don't go there. Okay? All right, so. And happy customers also will buy more from you. Unhappy customers, as I just said, will be your biggest liability, all right? So you want to keep your customers happy. So, in summary, okay, I'm making good time here. All pieces have to come together like a jigsaw puzzle in a business model. Everything I just talked about, all those pieces have to come together, all right, when you're putting together your business model. The good news is you don't have to start from scratch or formulate it. You can look at other successful businesses out there, all right, and there are a lot of them out there, all right. Laws, what